All right, guys, welcome back. This is Stack, episode number 18. Today, I want to talk about the importance of documentation, the importance of data, the importance of being able to look back and see how far you've come. Part of the reason that I've even been on this journey of disciplines and growth and the stacking the wins, stacking the days, is because towards the end of last year, I just did a reflection period and I had a meeting with my wife. We sat down and I was just like, I haven't grown at all in about 6 months. Like there's nothing that I can point to that shows me that I've grown. And it's kind of a embarrassing feeling to not be able to say that I grew and that I was stuck. And I've never been a journaler. I've never been someone who sat down and intentionally reflected or wrote things down. But I'm finding that these periods of sitting down and reflection, something I've started to do, is really helping me process just how far I've come. I feel like I've changed so much since January 1, and it's only February 4th. I feel like 2025 is the year of growth and development. And something that I've started doing is not a morning journal, but actually a time at night where I go in and I just go through my notes and I wrote down good things that happened. This phone call happened, or this opportunity came up, or I crushed it at this specific thing. And it's really given me an appreciation and an understanding of the journey and actually feeling like I have grown, which I think is important, even if it's not true. Like the placebo effect is real and it is important. I want to use the placebo effect to my advantage, even if it just feels like I've grown and I really haven't. I think it will lead to growth. And so, something that I'm doing that I really got from Joshua chapter 4 was when they were crossing the Jordan into the promised land, they took 12 stones and they set up a monument to remember what the miracle that the Lord had done in that moment. He had parted the Jordan so they could walk across it. They took stones out of the river and created a monument. And so for me, this journaling, these note sessions are really a monument to remember what God did that day. And I'm looking forward to the day at the end of 2025 where I can look back and scroll through and just see how much the Lord has done and how far He's brought me. I think it's important to remember how far we've come. I think it's important to be appreciative and grateful for everything that God is doing. And I think when you're grateful, neuroscience shows us that the neocortex in the brain just lights up. And so part of me being grateful, part of me remembering is writing these things down and being able to read them and actually taking the time to do this and think through the goodness of the Lord and what He has done in my life. I don't want to miss this year. I don't want to miss what God has for me in February. I don't want to miss what He's doing in each moment. And there's times where the motivation is gone, the inspiration is not there, and I'm able to go back to the notes that I wrote down on, January 1, January 2, January 3, and just see how far that God has taken me. And this documentation, this monument building, this journaling, I'm trying to draw a picture here of what this really does. Keeps you going when times are hard, or maybe you don't feel the motivation or the inspiration to continue stacking. I looked back at a workout log that I had from 2 years ago, and I'm doing the same kind of programming in the same sessions. And I just realized, like, oh my gosh, I am so much stronger now than I was 2 years ago. But if you'd have asked me if I felt stronger, or if I thought that, I would say no. But I had documented data showing me that I actually am stronger, a lot stronger, even if I didn't feel it. And so it's just like this thing where you can look back, you can be appreciative, you can be grateful, you can stack the stones, right? You can put up that monument like the Israelites did in Joshua 4 to just remember how much you've grown, how far God has brought you, and so that you don't forget. All right, guys, I'll see you next time in Stack episode number 19.